Hello and welcome to this Mario Kart 7 custom character tutorial. Hello, this is me, TC Gaming. It's my first ever voice reveal on this channel. I'm not afraid, of course, so I'll just get started immediately. So for this tutorial you need Blender and CTR Studio, and an optional thing for easy texture compression is Microsoft Power Toys. You can use that to batch compress images. So in this tutorial I'm going to port Tuxedo Mario, and I'll show you all the steps I do when I create a character. So I have Mario extracted from CTR Studio. You just open him and extract the model, and then you have him here with his armature. Also, I'm sorry if my mic quality is kind of bad. I'm on my other laptop right now because I already recorded another tutorial, but the FPS was just weird. But hopefully it's okay. So there's Mario, and then Marketer uses FBX. So you need to download a dump from like the Mario Kart Tour pit stop server or some other place where they share it. Doesn't really matter. And then you just search for him. So let's see, Mario Tuxedo prefab. So I'm gonna go and keep the armature for now. You can use LOD1 for characters. So I'll keep the armature and I just scale him up. You can also do it with the S key, but I just do it with this circle. So you just put him there. You just center him a little. So, and then to move the legs, we select the bones, and then we go into pose mode. Then just go into wireframe for a better view, and then we just select his legs like that. I don't think that one's needed. The middle. Yeah, and then you just move him around, so you can just move his legs like that. By the way, you can also do this when just removing the armature. You can also just remove the armature, and then if he's rotated around, you just press R on your keyboard, X, and then 90, once you rotate him exactly 90 degrees. Or you just type 90 degrees in here. Doesn't really matter, but I just do it in post mode for this tutorial. So once you've done that, once you've positioned him, you need to go to the modifier, so to the modifiers tab, and you'll hold your mouse on this spot right here and just click Ctrl A. Then you select the armature from Mario and not from Mario Kart 7 Mario, and then you Control select his model. Oh, no, I mean Shift select. Sorry. So Shift select his model, so armature, and then Shift select model. And then you need to be in object mode for this. You click on Object, Apply, All Transforms, and then you can just remove his armature, and he still stays in the position. So that all went well. And now you can just remove Mario itself from Mario Kart 7. So, and then you just start rigging him. But first, also that's kind of weird with his head. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be like that, but that's okay. This is just a tutorial. So now you just need to remove every vertex group from him. So just click on the minus button and remove everything. And then you just control click on the armature, right click in the viewport, parent with empty groups. And then you have this model inside the armature. If you have it the other way, so the armature is inside the model, you did it wrong. You need to do it again, but the other way. So now we have the groups from Mario, from Mario Kart 7, for him. So you can now rig him with these groups. And that's what we're going to do right now. So we're just going into wireframe by pressing here on the top right corner. And then we just rig the waist. So just select parts of his leg. So I think around that is good for the waist. So we just go into the waist, you select it, and then you click on Assign. And now it's a very important step because This character tutorial is mostly the same as Mario Kart Wii. However, there are some differences that will make it broken if you forget something. So just once you have it selected, you press Ctrl E on your keyboard to invert the selection. I'm going to show you why it's important later in CTR Studio, the editor, because you'll see. You see what I mean while I'm doing this. So now we just rig his spine. Oh, no, first we do SKL root. So SKL root is bone is like under all root. By the way, if you delete all root by accident, it will be broken anyway, so don't do that. So SKL root is mostly the butt, so where they sit. SKL root is the bone which does not move. It's the non-moving bone. So in animations, it's just static and doesn't really move. So that's just the butt most of the time. So just select paste again and then invert like that. And then now we just deselect the arms like that. And then we deselect his head. So if there's a neck, so as you can see, here's a part of the triangle here in his head. The parts under it need to be on spine and the part on top needs to be on head. That way it won't clip out of the head or anything. So let's see what else is on his head. So I think that his hair. That too, right there. So I think that's pretty much okay. Just click on the H key and then, yeah, okay, that's good. So now we have the spine. The spine is basically like the stomach, the belly. So just, and also the back, and then just rig at the spine. And we select SKL root, select waist and invert. Also sorry if there are any sounds, people are just working close by. So I just deselect the arms now, like that, and then this is the head. So we just go down and rig it to the head. So select again and invert. And now we have the arms. So this is important for the arms. They are, you're viewing it from this side. So this is the left side and this is the right side. So we have, so arms are split into 3 groups. So L2, L1 and wrist L, and also R2, R1 and wrist R. So there are 3 parts of the arms you need to rig. So first we'll start with the left side. Let's start right here, if you're looking at it from the back. And then you just select the arm, and then that's like arm L1 assign. In this bit of a weird situation, I'll just, for reference, just do this. So it doesn't have to be perfect right now, just a simple tutorial, but you get the idea of what to do. And then that will just be wrist L. So yeah, the wrist is the hand, which is on the steering wheel. So R1, and this is going to be R2, and then this is wrist R. So once you have everything rigged, or you don't know if you have everything rigged, just select everything if you don't know if you've rigged everything. So just yeah, there's no easy way to select every group. You just have to manually select them, sadly, but hopefully it's okay. So just select everything and then invert to see if there's anything you've missed. But right now it looks like we didn't, so that's good. You can also view him with the materials, by the way. There he is. I don't know why his head is sticking out of his head, but that doesn't matter. So that's the rigging part. It's not that complicated. So now you need to select the armature, then drag over him, object, apply all transforms, and yeah, that should be good. Also, maybe if there's any, okay, sometimes there's like a duplicate armature modifier, just remove it then. But now you can export. So I'll put it in downloads, and then I'll just save it as Fido Mario NK7.dae. Yeah, export as colada.dae. That's important. So there's the previous character I created, grown up long. Now you need a dump of your game, and then you just open up Mario's BCMDL. So there he is. And then you just open his models folder, and then click on replace. And then you just choose your DAE. And then there are the settings. So vertex colors is not needed. So these are the settings you need. The settings are very important. So you need original materials ticked and optimized vertices. And then in the format tab, the two on the bottom have to be on float. So if you first import something, it's always on byte, but make it float. And then colors format can stay on byte, but these two on float. And then you can import. So it's a bit messed up now, but you can just select this face mesh and assign it to I. So now just get the materials. So maybe a 256 texture will work, but if not, we'll compress it later. For now, just search him up as Mario Tuxedo in a texture dump. So we can just get his texture. There he is. And then just remove that. Go into the meshes folder, select his body mesh and set it to matte emerald body. This is why we take the original materials, use original materials. That way it keeps these instead of deleting them. Because the settings here are very important because they make the star work, they make the blooper work, and they make it render good. They make it render well. So with Mario Kart Tour characters, set the tiling to repeat, and not the mirror. Because Tour characters always have it on repeat, and not mirror. So that's his body. And then you have all the eyes as well. So his eye textures are here. Of course, here it's like half of his eye, but Mario Kart Tour uses the entire eye. So this is where I mentioned to grab powered toys, because it's just easy. Theoretically, any photo editor can compress images, but this one can like batch compress them. To me, that's just way faster. So I just right click them all and then just change the format. I already have an eyes preset too. And then I just compress them all at the same time. So pretty easy. And then you just replace the corresponding eye. So the first one is L0. You can already change the materials, by the way, to matte emerald eye. And you can remove the unused materials to avoid any issues. Then you have the half closing eye. So that's L1. Then you have the completely closed eye, side looking eye. Also, I should mention, if you don't have any eye animations, the game will already crash. So you need eye animations in order to make it work on the console. If it works on Citra, that's no big deal. That can happen. But if you test it on console, it can crash. So just be careful. You need eye animations. So the hit face, and then that is the lose face when he loses face. So that's that. And then you can view the animation if you want. So as you can see, the arms we rigged. There you go. We move how we should. The jump boost. Then jump B2. Everything works perfectly fine. So now I'll explain why I came up with the inverting in Blender. So I'll show you what I mean. So if it looks like this, you've done it. It's good. It will work. However, if there's bone weight under it, it will mean that your character will be rotated 90 degrees, which that's not very helpful. So I'll show you why it happens if you get it once. So, and it's just pretty easy to fix, so no big deal. But I'll show you. So let's just say we have one point here, we have a vertex point, and we have a waist. But on accident, I assigned it to spine. That means that it's on two groups. If you then export, I'll just export as a separate one for now. Broken.dae. And we import it again with the same settings. You'll see that there's bone weight under it, and there's two elements, which means it's wrong. So in order to check, so if you don't know what you've did wrong, in this case I know what I did wrong, but if you don't know what you did wrong, just go into the mesh and then view vertex data, and then you just go to select attributes bone weight, and then you just scroll down until you see a difference. So as you can see, there's spine and there's waist, which is indeed what we rigged. So you know that it's between these two groups. So we go back in Blender and we select the first group, so that's waist. Then we invert the selection and we click on the H key on your keyboard to hide. Then you select spine, so that's the second one, and then you know it's that one. So if you have this with multiple groups, just repeat this process and you will find them. And then if you so I want to remove this from spine, you just click on remove, and then you don't need to assign again to waist because it's still assigned. So then you have it fixed. Because if you do have that broken and you save it, it will be rotated 90 degrees in the game, like I said. So now if you just have it like this, is fine. Yeah, that's something different with Mario Kart Wii, I think. I think Mario Kart Wii doesn't have this restriction. In Mario Kart Wii, you can have multiple points rigged to two groups. But for Mario Kart 7, that will not work. This is how the game is designed, it just won't work. So now we come to the eye animations. Because we need to manually fix them, at least for Mario Kart Tour characters we have to. Otherwise they'll be broken. So we just open it in like, I don't know, Notepad. Let me check. So I'll just open in Notepad. So there we go. And now there's these values. So as you can see, the material is linked to his eye. That's why I said link the original materials also for the settings, but also just for the eye animations to work. So now we just change every single value that's not on 1.0 to 1.0. Because yeah, it's just a bit weird how this game handles it somehow, but we just have to fix it manually like almost every time. So even the ones on 0.0 to 1.0. And then there's this. So from this point, if you see this with all the path names, do not edit anything under it. So you have values again here from like 0.0, 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, 4.0, etc. Leave these be, so don't edit them. And then just save the file once you've edited the other values. And then go on to the next one. So not every character has a jump boost face animation. Some of them just have a normal face animation. Also, some characters like Toad and Lakitu don't actually have any values, so those are fine. Those will work fine. But for characters who do have these values here with the frames, just edit it to 1.0. So once again, here the path names, leave them be here. So, oh, that's Control A, so Control S, and then just replace them. So face that in, and then jump P2. And then the values won't change yet, so they don't update in real time. So we just have to save it, and then they will be loaded. So now if you save your character, so I just go into my mods folder, save it as MR. As you can see, it's 431 kilobyte. That will work. So if it's higher than 500, the game will guaranteed crash. So just make sure it's under 500 and you're good. So if you already have low quality textures, like 6464 for example, then you just need to decimate your model with the decimate tool. So I'll just show you where you can find it real quick. You just go into the modifiers, add modifier, decimate, and then you can just make them lower quality. And then you will have less vertices or tries or however you want it. So that's how you can make your model. But there's not really a limit to how many vertices a character can have. I've made a character with like 1300 vertices, and it worked pretty much okay. It's just about getting it under 500 kilobytes. So a model can be higher than like 1000, let's just say it like that. And textures can just be low quality and it will still work. So keep that in mind. So now if you go to your game, you'll see that he'll be there.
Mario Kart 7! Mario!
It renders pretty much well with the lights too, with like the head and stuff. So that's why we use the original material, so it will just render correctly. So you can watch this tutorial as many times as you want. If you just repeat these steps a few times or you just don't know what to do anymore, I'll leave timestamps in the video because it's just easier to navigate them. But this is how you make your characters. Now on the next part, which is like an extra part, and that's how to make a Mii suit. So you can make Mii suits, but Mii suits do not have a head as the model. The head is normally on here in Mario Kart 7, but it's not on the model itself. So, but I'll show you what to do. So just import your Mii suit. So I think it's just like in the Mii section. Yeah, let's just put the cow Mii as a reference. So this time I'll show you what to do to rotate it, but without the bones. So you can just NOD1. So just press X, just press R on your keyboard, then press X, so on the X axis, and then 90. And then you have your Mii perfectly 90 degrees. And then just scale it up. So and then just move it forward like that. So that looks good. So it's just the same process again with the rig. However, right now we keep the groups for now, temporary. So to move them, you just select the groups. So like L, knee L, foot L, like R, knee R, foot R. So then you can just move it like that, and then you just do it like that. So this is also kind of funny, but the legs are kind of long. So if the legs are kind of long, you just make them smaller by like going to wireframe, selecting a part and then just moving it a bit like that. Make it a bit more smaller. You can also move it a bit more up, like this. So yeah, that's how you can move it without the bones. For now it looks kind of weird, but you get the idea of how to do it. So for the tail, that's an important one. So let's just see if the tail is actually inside the body. No, it's not. That's good. So of course, if you have a tail, you can either just move it up. So like pick this part of the model, rotate it, then just move it like that, and then just do that for like every part. So then this part, move it again, etc. So you can do that, but you can also just remove it because it will just not work well. So you just delete vertices and then you have no tail. Because it otherwise would just stick to the card and that's just a bit weird. So now it's just the same rigging process again. Oh, the armature. So just remove every group. So and just control click armature, pair with every groups. Inside the armature, and then rig again. So I'll probably skip this part now because well you've already seen how to rig. So I'll just skip to the part where I'm going to the head. Okay, so I just rigged him. Every other part is rigged except for the head. I mean it's of course obvious you need to rig the helmet here, but like it's just a bit weird maybe because most of the time when you put it in the game the hair will just stick out of the helmet. But you can't really fix that yourself. That's just the thing that Mario Kart 7 does. So of course Mario Kart Tour does not. Mario Kart Tour just removes the hair for the helmet to like work fine without any issues. So just select everything. There's the helmet. So there's nothing you need to do. You just need to assign the head. Really, it's nothing really interesting. I don't know how the head is handled in Mario Kart 7 because the head is just being generated, of course. So it's just how me and the So, but now there's a more important thing. And so just open. So you have two models for the me. So you have me F, which is the female me, so me female, and me M for me male. So for now we just do the male me. So as you can see, it's just a point. But it's just the same settings here. So once again, there's nothing different about the settings. So just the same settings with float and everything here. So as you can see, there's the cow me. So you can set it to have both face sides if you want. You can just never, and then you just like that. Then you have the back side. However, so you have me and body. You can just, I think Mies can Misus can most of the time work with 512, but for now I just do 256 because it's easier. So me cow. So you can actually use normal maps, but I don't really do that because it just makes the quality worse and just wastes a lot of space. So most of the time I don't do that. For now I'll just make it a separate image. And then just replace me body, me M. So me cow 56. And then I just not rename, delete. And then it's the male. So that is the me. There he is. So you'll see there's like some weird things on his hand. And that is because this texture here. So this is why I wanted to show you this. Do not remove this texture. If you remove it, it will crash the game. So just like, I don't know, make some kind of black image or something. So some kind of texture where it's just a completely black color. That's interesting. You need to do that. So just have like a black texture. You don't have to use LA4. You could just use ETC1, but it will display correctly. But just keep it black. And the color changes used for what parts will change the color of the Mii, depending on the favorite color you configured. But just keep it black, because well, the suits don't need that. So Mii's don't need facial animations. That's already handled. As you can see, animations work fine again. So if you now save it, save as. Oh yeah, wait. Remove the materials. I don't think it really does anything, but just do it just in case. So just FS driver Mii M. They can create the size. That's good. 339. And just open your game and check. Messed up. Messed up.
Mario Kart.
Oh, you see my hair sticking out. Yeah, like I said, it's a couple of things that could happen. Kind of annoying, but you can't really do anything about it. It's just the way Mario Kart 7 handles hair. Yeah, that's most it for this tutorial. So I hope you learned something from this. Feel free to watch it again anytime, and good luck making your character.